Unusually for the docks, there was not a great deal of shouting and general conversation. People were too busy thinking about money. Sergeant Colon and Corporal Nobbs leaned against a stack of timber and watched a man very carefully painting the name Pride of Ankh-Morpork on the prow of a ship. At some point, he had realized that he had left out the E, and they were idly looking forward to this modest entertainment.
You ever been to sea, Sarge?
Said Nobby.
Ah, not me,
said the sergeant.
Don't go flogging the hogging, lad.
I don't,
said Nobby.
I have never flogged any hogging. Never in my entire life have I flogged hogging.
Right.
I've always been very clean in that respect.
Except you don't know what flogging the hogging means, do you?
No, Sarge.
It means going to sea. You can't bloody trust the sea. When I was a little lad, I had this book about this little kid. He turned into a mermaid sort of thing, and he lived down the bottom of the sea.
The hogging?
Right. And it was all nice talking fishes and pink seashells and stuff. And then I went on my holiday to Quirm, and I saw the sea, and I thought, here goes. And if our ma hadn't been quick on her feet, I don't know what would have happened. I mean, the kid in the book could breathe underwater. So how was I to know? It's all bloody lies about the sea. It's just all yuck with lobsters in it.
My mum's uncle was a sailor,
said Nobby.
But after the big plague, he got press-ganged. Bunch of farmers got him drunk. He woke up next morning tied to a plough.
They lounged some more.
Looks like we're going to be in a fight, Sarge,
said Nobby, as the painter very carefully started on the final K.
Won't last long. Lot of cowards, the Clatchins,
said Colon.
The moment they taste a bit of cold steel, they're legging it away over the sand.
Sergeant Colon had had a broad education. He'd been to the school of, my dad always said, the college of, it stands to reason, and was now a postgraduate student at the University of, what some bloke in the pub told me.
Shouldn't be any trouble to sort out then,
said Nobby.
And, of course, they're not the same colour as what we are,
said Colon.
Well, as me anyway,
he added, in view of the various hues of Corporal Nobbs. There was probably no one alive who was the same colour as Corporal Nobbs.
Constable visits pretty brown,
said Nobby.
I never seen him run away. If there is a chance of giving someone a religious pamphlet, old washpot's after them like a terrier.
Ah, but Omnians are more like us,
said Colon.
Bit weird, but basically just the same as us underneath. No, the way you can tell a Clatchin is you look and see if he uses a lot of words beginning with al, right? Because that's a dead giveaway. They invented all the words starting with al. That's how you can tell the Clatchin, like alcohol.
They invented beer?
Yeah.
That's clever.
I wouldn't call it clever,
said Sergeant Colon, realising too late that he'd made a tactical error.
More luck, I'd say.
What else did they do?
Well, there's...
Colon racked his brains.
There's algebra. That's like sums with letters. For people whose brains aren't clever enough for numbers, see?
Is that a fact?
Right,
said Colon.
In fact,
he went on, a little more assertively now he could see a way ahead.
I heard this wizard down the university say that the Clatchins invented nothing. That was their great contribution to maths, he said. I said, what? And he said, they came up with 0.
Don't sound that clever to me,
said Nobby.
Anyone could invent nothing. I ain't invented anything.
My point exactly,
said Colon.
I told him. It was people who invented numbers, like 4 and
7.
Right. Who were the geniuses? Nothing didn't need inventing. It was just there. They probably just found it.
It's having all that desert,
said Nobby.
Right, good point. Desert, which, as everyone knows, is basically nothing. Nothing's a natural resource to them. It stands to reason. Whereas we're more civilized, see? And we got a lot more stuff around to count. So we invented numbers. It's like, well, they say the Claptions invented astronomy.
Altronomy,
said Nobby helpfully.
No, Nobby. I reckon they'd discovered S's by then. Probably nicked them off of us. Anyway, they were bound to invent astronomy, because there's bugger all else for them to look at but the sky. Anyone can look at the stars and give them names. It's a bit much to call it inventing, in any case. We don't go around saying we invented something just because we had a quick deco at it.
I heard where they've got a lot of odd gods,
said Nobby.
Yep, and mad priests,
said Colon.
Foaming at the mouth, half of them, believing all kinds of loony things.
So how exactly are they different from ours then?
Said Nobby.
I mean, some of our priests are...
I hope you ain't being unpatriotic,
said Colon severely.
No, of course not. I was just asking. I can see where there'd be a lot worse than ours, being foreign and everything.
And of course, they're all mad for fighting,
said Colon.
Vicious buggers with all those curvy swords of theirs.
You mean like they viciously attack you while cowardly running away after tasting cold steel?
Said Nobby, who sometimes had a treacherously good memory for detail.
You can't trust them, like I said, and they burp hugely after meals.
Well, so you, Sarge.
Yes, but I don't pretend it's polite, Nobby.
Well, it's certainly a good job there's you around to explain things, Sarge,
said Nobby.
It's amazing the stuff you know.
I surprise myself sometimes,
said Colon modestly. The painter of the ship leaned back to admire his work. They heard him give a heartful little groan, and both of them nodded in satisfaction. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Comment below if there's a book you would like to see featured in future.